Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Friday evening, August 9, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons during the path of these tropical systems so that we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak of Atlantic hurricane season. That's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren, and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below letting me know what the has been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any other related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the U.S. National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. And we can see that we have a code red. According to the Hurricane Center, let's read exactly what they posted. They stated, shower activity associated with a tropical wave located about 900 miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands has become a little better organized since yesterday. Slow development of this system is possible during the next couple of days while it moves westward to west-northwestward across the central tropical Atlantic. And we can see the clouds associated with the tropical wave right here, equidistant from Africa and the Caribbean, and it's right here to the west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. The islands right here. It's definitely trying to get its act together as it pushes westward and then west-northwestward across the Caribbean. So let's continue reading. They've stated here, conditions are expected to become more conducive for development thereafter, and a tropical depression is likely to form by early next week while the system approaches and then moves near or over the Lesser Antilles. The system is forecast to continue moving generally west-northwestward and could approach portions of the Greater Antilles by the middle part of next week. And we know Jamaica is in the Greater Antilles, so too is Cuba and Hispaniola, that consists of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. So we better stay tuned to see exactly what unfolds. We see that it has a 10% chance of cyclone formation within the next 48 hours. That's the next 2 days. And a 70% chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days. And we know how these systems can be. They can either take that northern path or the right down the middle, or it could take that southern track. Who knows, maybe the high pressure is strong enough and possibly affecting portions of Jamaica. We know how big these systems can get, and even if we don't get a direct hit, we know that we can get the outer bands, the showers and the thunderstorms that can cause flooding. Hopefully it's a case where we actually get some of the rainfall associated with the system that doesn't bring too much in the way of damage or flooding, but it actually cools down the temperatures that we have been experiencing across the island. If we take a look at the supercomputer model forecast about what the system is going to be doing, these are the latest model runs. This is as of the 12Z run, the midday run from the Euro, and we're going to be focusing our attention on the timestamp at the top, and we're going to be focusing our attention right here where the system is expected to come into portions of the main development region and the Caribbean right here. We're going to be looking for the L and the isobars associated with the airflow pressure and the moisture as associated with the greens and the yellows. So we're looking at the Euro first, and we're just going to be going out to the next 168 hours. That's the next 7 days to see exactly what this system does. So we're going out in time and we start to see it coming into portions of the Eastern Caribbean. Here it is right here, the airflow pressure and the lines of equal pressure around it to signal that we have something spinning down there. And this is as of 12Z on Tuesday, and we see it affecting portions of the Leeward Islands. 12Z on Tuesday is actually 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Let's see what else happens. Possibly hitting Puerto Rico as maybe a tropical depression, tropical storm, passing right there to the north of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And then by the end of the 168 hours, it's starting to curve more northward. Let's hope that this is the track that it takes, because we know that much of the Caribbean islands cannot handle these systems at all. Let us take a look at what the GFS is showing. You know, the Euro or the ECMWF is from Europe, the GFS is from the United States or the North American model. And by the way, even before this tropical wave comes in, we see a lot of moisture across the Caribbean in general, stretching from the eastern to the central Caribbean. So there might be an increase in the amount of rainfall. The weekend might not be as hot and dry as expected. Look at this. This is 6 a.m. 6Z on Sunday, which is actually 1 a.m. on Sunday. And we see a lot of greens represent moisture in and around Jamaica on the GFS. We'll see exactly what unfolds. It's shaping up to be quite a wet week ahead of this tropical wave. So we see it on the GFS coming into portions of the Windward Islands and the Southern Leeward Islands right there by 12Z on Tuesday, which is actually 7 a.m. on Tuesday. So it's a bit further south than what the Euro was showing. And as we head out in time, it seems to pass to the south of Puerto Rico. Remember, the Euro had it passing over Puerto Rico, and then possibly hitting the Dominican Republic as a stronger system, maybe a strong tropical storm, if not a hurricane. And then it pushes northward as it starts to feel the tug by that cold front, sucking it northward. So who knows, maybe Jamaica might miss it altogether. Either way, by the end of the 168 hours, we see where the system is located. The Euro has it right here to the north of the Dominican Republic. The GFS has it right here to the north of the Turks and Caicos, maybe to the north of Haiti, the Dominican Republic as well. A bit more west than what the Euro had. But we do see that there is some consensus with where the system is expected to go. And we actually hope it actually stays out to sea rather than take that southern track and possibly affect the Greater Antilles. You know, even persons in the Dominican Republic, Haiti cannot manage these kind of systems at all. And we just hope these models will continuously change to more so of a track that's not affecting land at all. And even if this system is going to be, you know, bringing strong winds, possibly affecting the Dominican Republic as a hurricane, it still has a lot of rainfall that it's going to be bringing too. Look at these maps from the Euro right here and the GFS showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 18th on Friday. That's up until 1 p.m. on Friday. And we see the purples, we even see the pinks and the bluish colors, grays as well. That represents anywhere from 3 all the way up to 10 inches of rainfall. The GFS showing more of the rainfall across portions of the Windward Islands and the Southern Leeward Islands. The Euro making more sense since we just saw the track more so across the Leeward Islands. So more of the rainfall, the heaviest rainfall right there to the north, across the northeastern Caribbean, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. But we see the differences. Either way, there's a lot of rainfall coming for the Eastern Caribbean. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what unfolds. Which model is going to win? Will it be the Euro, showing more of a northward track, affecting more so the northeastern Caribbean? Or will it be the GFS coming into portions of the Eastern Caribbean in general, Southern Leeward Islands, section of the Windward Island, passing to the south of Puerto Rico and heading into portion of the Dominican Republic? It's just a waiting game at this point, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. And we know the next name on the list is Ernesto, followed by Francine. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can still see the ridge of high pressure right here across the northern portion of North Atlantic that's responsible for sending all of these systems from east to west. We have a tropical wave right here across the Eastern Caribbean. Another tropical wave right here. This is the one that the Hurricane Center is watching that we just looked at. And if we take a look back at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can see all of this being represented. So the tropical wave that's affecting portions of the Eastern Caribbean brings some clouds, not that drastic, but it's definitely there. And it's bringing some isolated short sections of the Windward Islands as we speak. And we can also see the tropical wave right here to the west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands trying to get its act together. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean weather later on. let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Friday, August 9. It was stated that parts of central and western Jamaica would have received some afternoon rainfall on Friday. And just for reference, we know central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, so St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. While western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, so St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, and Trelawney. And what ended up happening? As a matter of fact, we had a surprise isolated shower in the morning, as a post was made here on our Twitter page at around 6:11 a.m. highlighting the visible satellite image. The visible satellite image was showing clouds bringing some isolated showers, if not overcast skies, to sections of some eastern parishes. So it affected portions of St. Thomas, Portland, maybe even spilling into St. Mary as well. And then by afternoon, the prediction for the afternoon came through fruition. By the way, these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica, but they're made on our Instagram page at Weather.Jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as we may post throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we saw the visible satellite image that was posted at around 2:05 p.m. and it highlighted the clouds bringing some isolated thunderstorms to sections of some western parishes. So definitely a section of northwestern St. Elizabeth, southern St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland got in on the thunderstorm activity, and we can definitely see those sparkling yellow dots that we know represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes, at around that time. And we also had some clouds bring some isolated showers, if not overcast skies, to sections of some inland areas of some central parishes as well. Then as the afternoon progressed, at around 3:35 p.m, another image was posted. This was the infrared, and it actually showed the high cold cloud tops as represented by the blues, greens, yellows, oranges, reds, and blacks represent some deep convection, some strong thunderstorms. And we can also see the sparkling white dots that represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes, that definitely lashed portions of St. Elizabeth today, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, if not overcast skies. And we also saw it across sections of southern Trelawney, northern Manchester as well. But over here in the east, we're looking at the newly installed Barbican Square Cam from See Jamaica's YouTube channel. By the way, if you don't know by now, we have a partnership with this channel where they actually show live streams of the corporate area. So if you'd like to see some of that, visit them. They show Halfway Tree, the Kingston Harbor, Crossroads, the City View, and even the Bogwalk Gorge. And we can see it right here. This morning was definitely sunny. By afternoon, we had some overcast skies, but more so sunny conditions than anything else. Definitely a dry day, nothing across the eastern side of the island. Barbican, we know, is in St. Andrew, sorry. So if we take a look at the accumulated precipitation from the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology for the past 24 hours, we can definitely see where it paints the picture of where we had the rainfall today. Definitely across sections of some central and western parishes, and we can see it all right here on the visible satellite images. We definitely had some isolated shower activity during the afternoon across sections of St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney as well. And even before the sun went down, we're still having some thunderstorms lashing portions of Manchester right there. And if we take a look at the latest infrared satellite images, as a matter of fact, let's reload these images so that we have the very latest. So we saw the brief thunderstorm that lashed portions of Manchester spilling into St. Elizabeth, but as of right now, we can see that this latest image as of 15 minutes past the hour, 15 past 8, showing that we still have some clouds, maybe some isolated showers embedded in them across sections of western Manchester, sections of St. Elizabeth as we speak. But most of this should be clearing out so we can see the stars tonight. We can see the central and eastern half of the island definitely void of any cloud at this time. Unfortunately, Okay, here we go. We just reloaded the image, so we know the Cuban Doppler radar image is always glitching out. So it's showing the latest image as of 10 minutes past 9, which is actually 10 minutes past 8 Jamaica time. And we do see that for the most part, we have some isolated shores right there off to the west of the island to show what we got in on today. And we don't see much happening across the east at all. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, we can say we have 28 degrees Celsius in both Montego Bay and Kingston. And by about 4 a.m. on Saturday, temperature should dip down to about 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 25 degrees Celsius in Kingston. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is showing 18Z on Saturday. When that's calculated, that's about 1 p.m. on Saturday. And we can see Jamaica right here embedded in some yellow colors that we know represent up to 1 degree Celsius above normal temperatures. And we know the normal temperatures for the month of August are about almost the same as the month of July, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. And when calculated, that's about the same as 32.7 degrees Celsius. So we should be receiving anywhere from 32 to 33 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Saturday. Taking a look at the Saharan dust forecast, although there's going to be some Saharan dust in the air for 2 p.m. on Saturday, we're going to be getting some isolated showers, so we might not even notice the Saharan dust that we know can bring hazy skies, not to mention trigger some amount of respiratory illnesses in some persons. We see all of the browns represent the Saharan dust reaching all the way from Africa into the Caribbean, all courtesy of the ridge of high pressure that's responsible for sending that here. If we take a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, much of the same, those lighter shades of blues to darker shades of blues across majority of the basin. That represents anywhere from 0.5 meter wave height to 1.5 meter wave heights. And that's because the winds are going to be averaging anywhere from 10 to 20 knots, maybe gusting up to 25 knots right there to the south of Haiti where we see the yellows. And we see the general direction for these winds coming in from the east, all courtesy of this high pressure ridge right here to the north. But if we take a look at a close-up of Jamaica in terms of the wind forecast, we see what's going to be happening tomorrow. The winds seem to be coming in more so from the east. We see a kind of curve southward across the northern portion of the island. Winds coming in from the east and the southern portion of the island, curving northward and away. And then we have all of the air piling up wherever we have the darkest blues. That's where we're going to be having the least amount of winds. So we're going to be having those cumulus clouds becoming mid-level rain clouds, if not upper-level cumulonimbus clouds. And we might just have a similar incident like what we had happen today, with the thunderstorms across sections of some central and western parishes in Jamaica. And with the winds coming in more so from the north in the morning, maybe some isolated showers for some northeastern parishes. And we actually see that right here on the Euro and the GFS Mall forecast for about 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 8 a.m. Jamaica time. And we do see the blues represent rainfall across sections of some northern parishes, maybe sections of St. Anne, St. Mary, sections of Portland. We know our northern parishes right here. It's more so northeastern parishes than anything else. Even although St. Mary is not an eastern parish, they might get some of that isolated shower. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS malls are in consensus with that. Even although the GFS has more of the rainfall out to sea, we can rule out some of that isolated shower coming on land as well. And by afternoon now, we start to see most of the blues represent rainfall across sections of some central and western parishes in Jamaica. Keep in mind that this is valid for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time. So look out for that afternoon rainfall, definitely across the central and the western portions of the island. Hopefully you all get some rainfall, those persons who really need it with all of the hot weather that you've been experiencing. And even the accumulated precipitation forecast maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus with the forecast that there's going to be some amount of rainfall somewhere across the island. This map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 3Z on Sunday, which is actually all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Saturday. The Euro going up to at least 0.52 of an inch of rainfall across central portions of the island, maybe section of Kingston, St. Andrew. GFS a bit more robust, showing the heaviest rainfall off to the west. Maybe some reds in there that represents maybe close to an inch of rainfall. Either way, we'll take it. We're in the month of August, and we can see Kingston's bar graph right here at the top, Montego Bay's bar graph right here at the bottom. In August, we usually receive more rainfall, almost 5 inches of rainfall for Montego Bay. In Kingston, almost 100 millimeters of rainfall. You can do the math yourself. 1 inch of rainfall is almost the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. So clearly, Kingston gets less rainfall than Montego Bay, considering that they're getting almost 5 inches. That's what's almost 125 millimeters of rainfall. Either way, we'll take it. And if you'd like to see what the annual rainfall is like for your specific parish, you can visit weatherandclimate.com and you can do the math when it comes to inches to millimeters of rainfall. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we can see some dots of clouds bring some isolated showers associated with the tropical wave into portions of the Windward Islands, even sections of the Leeward Islands getting in on some of that, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti, sections of Cuba getting in on the action. We can also see some thunderstorms coming into portions of the Yucatan Peninsula, sections of Panama, Costa Rica, northern South America as usual, nothing new, and the strong tropical wave right here that the Hurricane Center has highlighted. If we take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean, let's see exactly what's unfolding. Some isolated showers as represented by these green colors, maybe bring some light to moderate rainfall to portions of the Leeward Islands, section of St. Bart's, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Guadeloupe, and keep in mind that this is as of 8:30 p.m. and we see that there's even some heavy rainfall right there to the south of the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. We even see some yellows and oranges in there, or some reds. Definitely some strong thunderstorm cells. So it's definitely gonna be wetter this week. A lot of moisture in the atmosphere, as it should, considering that we're heading into August. If we even take a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, as a matter of fact, let's see what's happening across Barbados. We can see some rainfall right there to the east of Barbados. They're definitely going to be getting in on some isolated showers tonight. St. Vincent as well, Dominica, sections of Grenada. Not seeing much happening across Trinidad and Tobago right now, but they definitely got in on the action earlier today. If we take a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, we can see some rainfall right there across portions of northern or northwestern Cuba, the Yucatan Peninsula, to match what we just saw on the satellite images. And we can also see some rainfall passing to the north of the ABC Islands. But as it relates to what's expected within the next 24 hours from now up until 10 p.m. on Saturday, we can definitely see that there's going to be more rainfall in store for sections of Florida, the Bahamas, Cuba, sections of Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Martin, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda. We can also see some more rainfall for Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, sections of Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Venezuela, and we see a bit of a difference on the Suriname and French Guyana map. GFS showing little to no rainfall there, Euro showing something different. We can also see some rainfall for Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, sections of Belize, Guatemala, and even the Yucatan Peninsula. And we see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with this. Even the Cayman Islands not getting much rainfall within the next 24 hours. I know that when they're in consensus like this, the chances of actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.